Hi, I'm Sky.
And I'm Dom, and together we're part of the Escape the City community. Back in 2010, escaping your corporate career was a pretty fringe idea, but today, thanks to the advances in technologies and shifts in attitude, it's becoming increasingly mainstream. Escape is a movement of people who believe that life is too short to do work that doesn't matter to you, and that doing something different is possible.
We're on a mission to help 1 million people to quit their corporate jobs and find work that matters to them and the world. And we wanted to share the incredible stories of those who have already made their career escapes with you.
Welcome to The Escape Artists. So Sky, what's this podcast all about?
Podcast is all about people who are doing something different with their careers, people who have made a decision to make a change, be brave, follow what really matters to them and have an impact. And the reason why we're doing it is because we come across these people all the time. And I think sharing these stories and highlighting people who are everyday heroes, people who are making choices, who are doing things differently is really inspiring. And I think for anybody out there who is wanting to do something else and feeling alone, or maybe they feel like they're the only one, hopefully we can give a bit of inspiration to people and help them to see what other people have done to make it happen for them.
Over the series, we'll be hearing from incredible people, including health and education advocate Sarah Brown.
The great opportunity, but also the great privilege at 10 Downing Street was to go, this is a public building with no public access. So what I could do was have people come in.
Entrepreneur Billy Quinlan.
I really opened up a space to share about sex. So I'd be like, what's going on with sex? What's happening around that? And it was the first time these women had ever been asked that question.
Founder of homelessness charity Beam, Alex Stepney.
Could actually build a crowdfunding platform that would make smart investments, long-term investments in people's lives, of people who needed it most.
Community builder, TV personality and entrepreneur Ben Keane.
Tribe has wanted to build a sustainable community. It sounded so far-fetched. It sounded like a reality show, except this wasn't.
Political campaigner Mira Monaghan.
I put a value on feeling really proud about the organisation I work for. Yes, you're not going to earn as much as you did in the private sector. There's other ways of judging your self-worth.
And Al Humphreys, the National Geographic Adventurer of the Year.
I'm essentially trying to work out how to pivot away from sawing off my fingers at the North Pole to writing about butterflies in some sort of way that is viable.
So Dom, tell us a little bit about how Escape started out.
Well, back in 2009, I was in my corporate job. When I thought, gosh, is this what work is? There's got to be more to life than working in this role. I was dreading Mondays, had the Sunday night blues, and I wanted to do something different. And I just thought that it was such a waste of opportunity of people who were working for causes that didn't really matter to them. So my friend and co-worker, Rob, we both set out to try and solve this problem. And we didn't really consider it to be a business. We just wanted to see if we could help other people by helping ourselves. I would have done anything. How about you, Sky? Why did you get into
I'm going to ask you some more questions.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
What was the first win that you had that made you think, right, I think we're onto something?
When we first sent out our newsletter, we were thinking, well, how do we engage people? And so we would send out a newsletter on a Sunday night and we would Google interesting opportunities. I think the first one had 5 opportunities that we would both Google on a Sunday night and send this out to our friends. And then that got forwarded on to other friends. And then the next week we'd look at like the stats and there would be double the amount of subscribers. And then within the space of about a month, we had 1,000 subscribers. So we kind of just went from there. So Sky, how did you get involved in Escape?
So I started my career off in politics and policy, a campaign all around helping people start businesses. So traveled around the UK, helping people with business advice and running bus tours and all kinds of wacky and wonderful things. I first found out about Escape on Twitter, actually, when I was running a nonprofit campaign and really just loved the concept, really believed in the mission. And I remember reaching out to Escape City. And I remember the first time I met you, Dom, was in a Costa Coffee near Aldgate when we went to go see a really grotty, disgusting pub that Rob really wanted to convert into a school. And I remember going there and, just being super inspired by just being up for doing something so wacky, really.
Yeah.
You've had a lot of people as part of the escape community over the last 12 years, and I'm curious if there is a standout story or person who has really inspired you.
Lots of amazing stories have come out of the escape community. I think the one that always resonates with me was the one that was actually one of the very first one that we ever heard about. So we were 2 months in and we got an email completely out of the blue saying like, oh, hi, my name is David, or I'm not sure what his name is. I've just finished my first day clearing landmines in Cambodia. And I have you two to thank for my career change. We'd sent out this job or this opportunity to work for a landmine clearance organization in Cambodia. He'd seen it, applied, gone through the training, quit his job, went out to Cambodia, and obviously he was just at the end of his job. And I remember just him saying like that if it wasn't for you guys, I would never have seen that opportunity. I was so miserable. And now I've just done my first day and it's been such a revelation, and I can't thank you both enough. And so if ever you need inspiration to keep going, then I'm the proof of that. And I just remember, like, I was just almost so emotional because I was thinking, gosh, that actually does work, because we don't often hear the stories of people who go off and do stuff, even now. In those days, well, we're right at the beginning, to hear one person that you've impacted, that was amazing. And that just was proof that, okay, we could do this. We can do it with one person. We could do it with more people. From both of us and Escape the City, we're really looking forward to sharing the stories of these escape artists with you.
Next week on the podcast,
we find ourselves 20 years on with a global children's charity that's doing this extraordinary work.
Starting out in PR and with a unique insight into the inner workings of Number 10, Sarah is a passionate advocate for global education and health.
So I found myself committing the vast majority of my working time to it, and something that to me that was part-time activism has now become my full-time main work.